Listen. Before anything else is said, before your eyes move to the next line, you must understand the nature of this moment. It is not casual. It was not stumbled upon. It was orchestrated with divine precision to intersect with your life at this exact coordinate in time. The directive you felt to stop, to separate, to silence the world was not a suggestion. It was a spiritual imperative. You were drawn into this solitude because what is about to be transmitted cannot survive the noise. It cannot be passed, debated, or diluted by any other presence. This message exists in the realm of the intimate, the confidential, the for-your-ears-only decree from the throne room to your spirit. If you are not alone, pause. If your attention is divided, close this. If you are reading words while your mind rehearses conversations or plans tomorrow's tasks, you are missing the point entirely. This is not content to be consumed. It is a current to be plugged into. It is frequency alignment. Bookmark this page if you must, but do not proceed until you can grant it the full, undiluted focus of your being. This is the non-negotiable condition for reception. Take that breath now, deep, intentional, filling parts of your lungs you've forgotten. Feel it. In that expansion, notice the tightness you've been carrying. That subtle, constant pressure in your chest is not merely anxiety. Hear the volume of your own thoughts, the relentless inner committee that debates, worries, and replays. That mental noise is not just a busy mind. Acknowledge the crowding in your spirit, that peculiar loneliness that persists even in an empty room. This constellation of sensations, the tension, the noise, the crowded solitude, is not random. It is not merely the wear and tear of modern life. It is spiritual data. It is evidence of activity happening at a depth your conscious mind cannot yet articulate. And it is precisely why you have been pulled aside. God has intercepted your trajectory, cleared your schedule, and ushered you into this pocket of holy isolation to explain what is truly occurring. He has brought you here to translate the spiritual activity you've been sensing but couldn't name. The first truth, the foundational one, is this. You were told to come alone because the revelation awaiting you is tailor-made. It is crafted for your specific spiritual DNA, timed for your exact point of need, and calibrated to bypass every human filter. Some divine communications are broadcast widely. This one is a secure, encrypted line. To allow other voices, opinions, or even well-meaning questions into this space would be to muddy the waters of a pure stream. Others would hear principles. You are about to hear personal confirmation. You have been navigating a peculiar form of loneliness, haven't you? It transcends physical absence. It is a sense of emotional and spiritual distance, as if you are viewing the world through a thick pane of glass. You stand in crowds. You participate in conversations, yet you feel profoundly disconnected. Words seem to bounce off the surface. Laughter feels miles away. Your body is present, but your essence, your spirit, feels like it's residing somewhere else entirely. And the question has haunted you. What is wrong with me? You've wondered if you are fostering this isolation, if you are becoming detached, if you are subconsciously pushing people away. But chosen one, what if you have the diagnosis entirely backwards? What you are experiencing is not isolation, it is insulation. God has been constructing a spiritual cocoon around you. With deliberate care, He has been pulling you back from the noise, the drama, the endless opinions, and the weight of external expectations, including the voices of those who mean you well but cannot comprehend this internal process. He is removing the audience, because you are in the green room of destiny. You are being reformed, recalibrated, and upgraded at a core level. This kind of profound internal reconstruction cannot happen on a public stage. It cannot occur amid the give and take of daily discourse. It cannot proceed while you are attempting to justify your journey to those who lack the vocabulary for it. So he cleared the room. He did not do this to punish you with loneliness, but to protect you in your transition. He has muted the world to amplify his voice within you. Now, understand why this protection is not just beneficial, but utterly critical. There has been testing, subtle, strategic, often smiling testing. Perhaps from one person, perhaps from several. It has not been overt aggression, but a series of precise, spiritual probes. Comments that seem offhand, but land directly on old, unhealed wounds. Questions posed with feigned innocence that carry the weight of an audit. Topics introduced that they know will trigger a reaction in you. A pattern of interaction designed to see if you will flinch, defend, justify, or break. The most disorienting part is that you cannot neatly label it as an attack. On the surface, it all looks normal, passable, deniable. This has led you to question your own discernment. Am I being too sensitive? Am I imagining slights? But your spirit knows. Your spirit has been picking up the discordant frequency that your logic cannot prove in a court of law. Let this truth settle your nerves. Just because someone delivers a blow with a smile does not mean the impact isn't real. Just because the words are soft does not mean the intention isn't sharp. The enemy often works through plausible deniability. And God saw it all. He felt the subtle violence against your peace. He heard the unspoken challenges to your identity, and he said, "Enough." That is the primary reason you are here, in this separated place. He is instructing you to maintain holy quiet for a little while longer, because if you respond now, if you rise to the bait and offer a defense, you will be granting access to individuals who no longer have clearance for the level you are entering. Let this truth embed itself in your spirit. Not everyone who had a backstage pass to your last season is authorized for your next one. Not every companion from the valley is equipped for the mountain climb. This is not cruelty. It is divine administration. It is the establishment of spiritual boundaries. The version of you that God is preparing to unveil cannot healthily coexist with those still trying to interact with the version he has already buried. Have you noticed a shift in your tolerance? Things you once endured now feel draining. Conversations that were once fine now leave you exhausted. Environments you navigated with ease now feel constricting. Drama that once pulled you in now repels you instantly. You may have accused yourself of becoming impatient, judgmental, or harsh. But what if the opposite is true? What if your spirit has graduated to a higher frequency? What if God has adjusted your spiritual antenna so that it can no longer pick up the static of dysfunction, inauthenticity, and chaos? What was once normal for you was never intended to be your permanent address. Your growing intolerance is not a character flaw. It is a sign of spiritual evolution. Here is the core of what is happening. God is teaching you a new language. It is the language of silent discernment, the language of boundaries that require no explanation, the language of peaceful withdrawal that needs no dramatic closure, the language of trusting the witness of your spirit, even when you lack tangible evidence. This is a language of the secret place. It cannot be learned in the noisy marketplace of opinions. It cannot be mastered while you are busy defending your growth to those who question it. It must be learned alone, in stillness, in the sacred quiet between who you were and who you are becoming. And that space, chosen one, that uncomfortable, unclear, in-between space, is exactly where you are residing. You are in the transition zone, the chrysalis. You are not the caterpillar anymore, but you are not yet the butterfly. The old skin is sloughing off, but the new one is still tender and forming. You have left familiar ground, but have not arrived at the new territory. This gap feels vulnerable, uncertain, and often frightening. But it is also holy. It is the workshop of the divine. Transformation is never a comfortable process. The caterpillar does not become a butterfly by remaining cozy. It becomes a butterfly by surrendering to a process that looks like dissolution, but results in flight. The enemy is acutely aware of your transitional state. He knows you are being shifted and repositioned for something more significant, something with greater impact than your previous season. He cannot revoke what God has ordained. He cannot delete the divine decree over your life. His only remaining tactic is delay. His strategy is distraction, provocation, and emotional drain. He sends test after test, conversation after conversation, all engineered to pull you out of your assigned posture of stillness and back into the old pattern of reaction. If he can provoke you to defend yourself, he gets you to stop trusting God's defense. If he can lure you into explaining yourself, he diverts energy from your transformation. If he can get you to break your silence prematurely, he can delay the manifestation of your promise. This is why God is so emphatic about your quiet. This is why he continually redirects you to peace. Your silence in this season is not passive. It is a form of spiritual warfare. Every day you choose not to react is a day his strategy fails. Every conversation you refuse to engage is a trap disarmed. Every explanation you withhold is power conserved. Your stillness is active obedience, and obedience always, without fail, positions you for breakthrough. Now, address the guilt that has been shadowing you. You feel guilty for withdrawing, guilty for not being as available, guilty for the unexplained change in you, guilty for not defending yourself against misunderstandings, guilty for protecting your energy even when it disappoints others. This guilt feels like a weight, making you question if you are being selfish, cold, or unkind. Hear this clearly. Boundaries are not betrayal. Strategic distance is not rejection. Holy silence is not cruelty. Spiritual protection is not punishment. You are not responsible for managing other people's emotional responses to your obedience to God. You are not required to make others comfortable with your growth. You are not obligated to remain small to make others feel secure. Your primary responsibility is to your Creator, to the assignment He has placed within you, and to protecting what He is building, even if it means disappointing those who preferred you unchanged. What comes next? Soon, very soon, the fog will lift. The confusion will clear. The season of silence will reach its ordained conclusion. And when it does, a divine exposition will occur. Motives that were hidden will be revealed. Intentions that were veiled will be exposed. The friendly-faced jealousy, the softly spoken manipulation, the concern that masked control, all of it will be brought into the light. Not by your confrontation, not by your forced explanation, but by God's own hand. He saw it. He is handling it. When this exposure happens, you will understand the wisdom of the silence. You will see that if you had spoken, If you had defended yourself, you would have provided material for your words to be twisted, your motives questioned, and your progress delayed. Because you stayed still, God gets to defend you. And when God is your defender, no argument can stand. The truth simply is, and it becomes undeniable to all. This exposure is not for vengeance, but for clarity. It is not to harm, but to free. It is not to embarrass, but to establish. Once the truth is manifest, you will know with certainty who belongs in your next season and who does not. You will discern which relationships to nurture and which to release. You will recognize which voices align with your future and which echo your past. This clarity is the priceless gift of this entire process. Therefore, your assignment for this moment is stunningly simple. Stay still, stay quiet, stay aligned. Do not defend. Do not explain. Do not react. Do not force outcomes. Do not rush the timeline. Just trust. Trust that God sees what you see. Trust that He knows what you know. Trust that He feels the subtle injuries you've sustained. Trust that He is working behind the scenes in ways your eyes cannot yet perceive. Trust that His timing is perfect, even in its apparent slowness. Trust that His silence is active preparation, not absence. Trust that His protection is a fierce, engaged reality. While you wait in this stillness, know this: you are not merely waiting. You are being strengthened. God is deepening your roots so you can carry the weight of the coming blessing. He is expanding your capacity so you can manage the open door. He is sharpening your discernment so future attacks are seen from miles away. He is fortifying your boundaries so future tests will not make you waver. He is cementing your identity in Him so that criticism will find no foothold. He is securing your peace so that surrounding chaos cannot penetrate. This season of silence is not empty. It is intensely full. It is full of invisible, divine activity, the subsurface work that precedes visible manifestation. One day soon, you will step into the fullness of what has been prepared. You will look back on this quiet season with profound gratitude. You will understand that what felt like isolation was actually incubation. What felt like delay was development. What felt like silence was a divine strategy. Before we proceed, one more essential truth. The version of you that emerges from this cocoon will be, in many ways, unrecognizable. Not to God, for He has always known your true form, but to the world, to the enemy, and even to yourself in the mirror. You will walk with a confidence that no longer seeks external validation. You will speak with an authority that does not ask for permission. You will move with a clarity that needs no lengthy explanation. You will love from a place of security that isn't dependent on reciprocation. You will serve from a well of purpose that does not crave recognition. People will wonder what happened. They will ask what changed. And you may struggle to articulate it because it happened in the secret place, in the quiet, in the alone moments with God that no one witnessed. That is the power and the sacredness of this season. That is why you were told to watch this alone. What is being wrought in you is too holy to be explained, too personal to be fully shared, too potent to be rushed. So stay here, stay still, stay surrendered. And know with certainty, when the timing is perfect, when the preparation is complete, when the formation is finished, God Himself will release you. And on that day, nothing formed against you will prosper. For what He has begun in the silence, no power can stop. Let's speak about what your body has been telling you, for it is a faithful witness to this spiritual transition. You have been carrying a deep weariness, not the kind a good night's sleep remedies, but a fatigue that resides in your bones. It's the exhaustion that makes you cancel plans without being ill, that has you sleeping longer, yet waking unrefreshed. You may have questioned your health, wondered about your stamina, or feared some unnamed condition. Chosen one, there is likely nothing physically wrong. Your body is responding to spiritual weight. You are processing and carrying realities in the spirit realm that your physical form senses but cannot cognitively understand. When God is reshaping a person, downloading new blueprints, installing upgraded spiritual software, the physical vessel often experiences it as pressure, heaviness, and profound tiredness. The spiritual work is metabolized through the natural. This is why rest is not a luxury right now. It is a spiritual discipline. You cannot power through this season as you have others. Your body requires extra rest because your spirit is laboring intensely. Your body craves stillness because your spirit is being fine-tuned. This physical response is a signpost, confirming the profundity of the inner work. The emotional landscape has been equally turbulent. Waves of emotion rise without apparent cause, sudden tears, unexplained sadness, moments of doubt that crash over you without a visible trigger. You fight these waves, trying to rationalize or control them. But consider this. What you are feeling may be the emotional echoes of a death and a birth. The old you, the old identities, attachments, and ways of being are dying. The new you is being birthed. Both processes are inherently messy, painful, and disorienting. You cannot remain the caterpillar and become the butterfly. The mourning you feel is for the versions of yourself you are leaving behind. It is holy grief. It is not breaking you. It is the necessary pain of rebirth. And the dreams, those vivid, strange, often unsettling dreams, dreams of searching, of being mute in crucial moments, of familiar places rendered strange, of loved ones acting as strangers. You dismiss them as stress or random neural firings, but they are more. They are your subconscious, your spirit, processing the transformation your waking mind cannot yet comprehend. The searching symbolizes your soul, yearning for its next destination. The muteness reflects the season of divinely imposed silence. The shifted, familiar landscapes mirror your changing inner world. These dreams are not nonsense. They are often prophetic narratives, showing you in symbol what is occurring in the spirit. Furthermore, you've likely been noticing signs, repeating numbers, glances at the clock at perfectly synchronized times, songs on the radio that speak directly to your hidden questions, overheard fragments of conversation that feel like personal messages, scriptures that seem illuminated when you read them. These are not coincidences or your imagination seeking patterns. They are divine breadcrumbs. They are God's personalized language of confirmation for your spirit. Every synchronicity is a wink from heaven, a signal flare in your periphery saying, "You are on track, I am here, this is orchestrated." He is confirming through the small what he is accomplishing in the great. The unveiling and the new terrain. This season of silence is purposeful, but it is not permanent. It has an expiration date tied to your readiness, not your impatience. When the work is complete, God will signal the shift. You will feel it in your spirit first, a deep, settled knowing, a release, a spiritual green light. And when that moment comes, change will accelerate with a momentum that feels supernatural. Doors you ceased knocking on will swing open of their own accord. Opportunities you released will find their way to you. Divine connections will appear. Resources you hadn't considered will materialize. Clarity will descend like a sudden dawn. This will not happen because you schemed or strived, but because God's perfect timing has collided with your faithful obedience. That collision creates supernatural momentum. When you are released from the silence, when your voice is given back to you, it will carry a new quality. It will have a different weight, a different authority. You will speak from a place of settled knowing, not from a need to be heard. There is a profound difference between being loud and being powerful. Loudness seeks attention. Power commands it effortlessly. People will sense this shift immediately. Their responses will sort themselves into two categories, revealing divine alignment. Some will celebrate the new you. They will be drawn to the peace and authority you carry. They will respect your boundaries, seek your counsel, and honor your journey. These are your next season companions, handpicked by God for the upgraded version of you. Others will be uncomfortable. They will try to pull you back into old roles and patterns. They will reference the old you with nostalgia that feels like guilt. They will test your new boundaries, questioning your growth as if it requires their endorsement. They may accuse you of being different or thinking you're better. Recognize this. They are not necessarily evil. They are simply not calibrated for your new frequency. Your growth exposes their stagnation, and your peace reveals their internal chaos. This is a critical lesson. You are allowed to outgrow people, places, and past versions of yourself. Change is not betrayal. Evolution is not arrogance. You owe no one an apology for becoming who God designed you to be. You owe no one an explanation for following divine direction. You owe no one access to a spiritual level they are not equipped to enter. This is the supreme wisdom of the silent season. If you had been talking through the process, explaining every shift, you would have given others ammunition to argue you out of your own transformation. You would have invited opinions that could have confused and delayed you. By processing in the secret place, by holding your peace, you protected the sacred work. Now, it is done. It is sealed. It is irreversible. Your commission from the silence. As you prepare to emerge, remember, you do not have to prove, defend, or explain. Your life will be the evidence. Your peace will be the testimony. Your spiritual maturity will be the proof. Let your transformation speak louder than your words ever could. Let your alignment open doors that striving could not force. When people ask what happened, you may share if led, but you are not obligated. Those meant to understand will discern it. Those belonging to your future will celebrate it without needing a dissertation. Those who don't, who question and resist, are simply identifying themselves as part of a season you have now passed through. And that is okay. Not everyone is assigned to your next mountain. If this message has found its mark, if it feels like a personal intercept of your exact spiritual coordinates, then let your spirit respond. Let this be more than reading. Let it be an altar. Your agreement with heaven matters. When you align your will with His process, you activate His power on your behalf. And if this brought clarity to your confusion, peace to your turmoil, or language to your unspoken experience, then let that be known. Your acknowledgement helps this resonance reach others who are in their own silent cocoon, feeling alone and wondering if they are off course. You are not alone. There is a company being prepared in hidden places. Finally, if someone specific comes to mind, someone who has withdrawn, grown quiet, or seems to be in a season of unexplained transition, consider sharing this with them. It may be the divine confirmation they've been praying for, the reassurance that their isolation is not abandonment, but the ultimate preparation. Chosen one, hold fast. Your silence is wisdom. Your stillness is strategy. Your separation is protection. Stay close to God. Stay quiet before people. Stay aligned with purpose. The version of you being formed in this sacred silence is the one your destiny has been waiting for. And that version, forged in the fire of divine patience, will be unstoppable.